So it is going to be a close game, like Andrew said, and that's why I think we can just jump right into the predictions. I think I'm just going to kind of lead it off. And you guys will laugh at me, and that's fine because I think other people listening will laugh at me too. But I'm going to say the Bengals win 27-24. Why is that funny? Because the Bengals have beaten the Chiefs by that same score in each of their last two meetings, including that AFC Championship meeting last January. Because, I mean, and again, like I feel very strongly about this because obviously the game in December went a lot differently than the game in January. The Bengals actually led early in that December game. They did come back both times, but the comeback wasn't as drastic the second go around. But at the same time, just when you consider how much better Mahomes is from Saturday, how much better in general Burrow is from December, and how much better he was from January playing in that December game. It just seems like it's meant to be. Like there's just this equilibrium that I think is going to favor the Bengals because Lou Anarumo has just been able to figure out Mahomes. I think Burrow has just been able to figure out Steve Spagnuolo and his defense. So it's just kind of the opposite ends of that spectrum, but to where the Bengals, like I said, will have that edge. I mean, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are playing at a level they've never played at before. At least they're playing their best ball, some of the best ball in their careers, and they've done it against the Chiefs. Like T. Higgins only had 3 catches against Kansas City. Clearly they had him clouded more in that December game, but guess what? One of those catches was a touchdown. The other one was a 3rd and 10 catch that sealed the game. As for Jamar Chase, didn't have a touchdown in December. Had one in January, even though they kept clouding him in that game. T. Higgins actually had the better game, so it was the opposite in January. But even if you cloud Jamar Chase, then, and like we've seen now, yeah, good luck. I think the Bengals go into Arrowhead, and I think they win 27-24. And I don't know if it's going to be a walk-off field goal. I'm not so certain about that. I don't know if there's even a line on that, if it's going to be a game-winning field goal. But, I mean, it's going to come down to a field goal. I just don't know if it's going to be a game winner like we saw in January. Who wants to go next? Who's going to volunteer as tribute?
Yeah, I had a I'll go. I had a similar prediction. I picked 28-24. Bengals win. I mentioned this earlier in the week. Patrick Mahomes at 70%, give or take, is the best quarterback in the league. He's still really, really good. He's still a top 10 at least quarterback, even if he has to be just a straight pocket passer. But I think any hindrance to his game is really gonna impact the Chiefs because again, one of the things that they do so well is that Patrick Mahomes can scramble. When he gets out of the pocket, he's really dangerous because he can throw it anywhere on the field that he wants. You look at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's great at finding space in defenses, finding holes in defenses. He could really take over a game, but if you take that away, I think you limit the Chiefs' offensive ability. And I think really in a game that is going to be this close, that's all you need. The Bengals are really confident right now. You start to wonder, bordering on overconfident. You hear about Burrowhead, you hear about all this kind of stuff that is going on. Just how the things that they're saying. They're just a confident bunch, but I mean, at some point, they know they're really good, and they are really good. So you have to kind of ride with that. So I think the Bengals are going to win. I think they're going to go in and they're going to squeak one out. I don't think it's going to be, one of these games where it's, 21-7 and they have to, the Chiefs kind of have to mount a comeback late. This strikes me as a game that the Bengals are going to be in control of the whole way. And, even if it's not necessarily like last week in Buffalo, I think that they're going to have kind of a grip on this thing from the start and, be ahead 7-10 points all game. And I think they're going back to the Super Bowl with a 4-point win.
Yeah, it feels like it's the narrative is that the Bengals have talked about being sort of slighted throughout the season. It feels like this week everybody's kind of forgotten what Kansas City did this season. I know the loss to the Bengals looms large, but this team was 14-3, had the best offense in the league by decent margin, best passing offense in the league, high scoring team in the league. efficient, top 10 in terms of efficiency, run game, the best offensive lines, in terms of protecting their quarterback. Kind of go down the line defensively, a team that was better statistically than the Bengals in almost everything except points per game, but that was less than a point. And Patrick Mahomes seems to be moving pretty well. I mean, you don't know what that'll fully look like until Sunday, but I don't think we're getting sort of like I mentioned on the podcast yesterday, sort of a Brett Favre when he was in with the Vikings at the end of his career sprain, where you can barely walk and you really should be on crutches. This feels like the complete opposite. So I think Kansas City's going to kind of break, I guess, the curse, win a close game, say 30-26.